Hello students, now we shall look at, we have seen already simple interest. One formula you can see here on the top, effective interest rate 1 plus I divided by m raised to m minus 1, and this we are for this was for like 6 months semi-annually. So if the interest rate is 8%, then semi-annually means that 1 year is divided into 2 parts. So 1 plus 0.08, that is interest rate, divided by 2, and the whole raised to 2 minus 1. So it gives 0.0816, that is 8.16 the effective interest rate if the interest is calculated at semi-annually. If it is calculated annually, 8% remains 8% only. But if it is calculated on a daily basis, then it becomes 8.32%. We have seen that. Okay, so it becomes very high. But in the real world, the simple interest is not used. Okay, the amount which we borrow from the bank or any financial institution, and we have to pay it back. Okay, and in the simple interest, the amount earned or for the invested money or due for borrowed money in one period does not affect the principal or interest calculations in the later period. However, in real life, this is not the case. In real life, this is not the. In practice, interest is computed using a compound interest method. In real life, interest is calculated based on the compound interest method. For a loan, any interest owed but not paid at the end of the year is added to the balance. Suppose, for example, I take a 1,000 rupees loan, 10,000 rupees loan at a interest rate of 10%. Okay, so at the end of the 1 year, it becomes 1,000 rupees interest. But if I am not paying it, then for the next year, that will become 10,000 plus 1,000, that is 11,000 will become the principal amount. Got it? This is the compound interest. Whereas in simple interest, it is not the case. First year it is 1,000 interest for 10,000 rupees, 10% interest. First year interest is 1,000, second year interest is also 1,000, third year interest is also 1,000. But in case of compound interest, first year the interest is 10 at 10%. For 10,000 it becomes 1,000 rupees, and for the next year it will be 10,000 plus 1,000, 11,000 will become the principal amount, and on that 10%, that becomes 1,100 rupees interest for the second year. This way it goes on increasing. Thus, the next year's interest is calculated based on the unpaid balance due, which includes the unpaid interest from the preceding year. In this way, what I had told you regarding 10,000 rupees and 10% interest. Okay, first year it was 1,000 rupees, next year it becomes 1,100 rupees. In this way, the compound interest can be thought of as the interest on top of the interest. So whatever 1,000 rupees interest we had to pay for the first year, if it is not paid, then that on that 1,000 rupees again you pay 10%, that is 100 rupees interest you pay. Okay, this distinguishes the compound interest from the simple, and this is how the compound interest is different from simple interest. And the mathematical formula is very simple here. F, as you said, future amount of the n number of interest periods, is equal to P. P is the present sum of the money. These are all in rupees I am talking. 1 plus I raised to n, where I is the interest rate per period, okay, in percentage, and n is the number of interest periods. Again, like we have discussed, the interest period depends. So simple interest is calculated simple, but in compound interest, the interest accrued at the end of the calculating period, if it is not paid, then it becomes the principal for the next period, and then that also is considered for calculating the interest for the succeeding period. This is the compound interest formula. In real life, compound interest only is used for calculations and not simple interest. Thank you.